resolves. Now, I think the matchup here for Philip Reeves might be a little difficult. He's playing against Warren Bernard, who is playing Grix's twin. You see the records here, 5-1 and 5-0-1 respectively. Grix's twin, this might be the kind of deck that a twin deck beats up on.
So tap your Emrakul with Deceiver Exarch is a way that you don't die.
That's true. That's true. I really hope for Philip Reeves that does not happen to him as we are underway here in game number 1 of round number 7 from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas at SCG Live. Hashtag SCGDFW for your tweets all weekend long as Reeves is going to sacrifice a Wooded Foothills, go down to 19, get a basic Forest, and maybe a Utopia Sprawl on the way. An Arbor Elf instead. Still quite powerful.
Yeah, we'll save the Utopia Sprawl for next turn.
Bernard looks like he may sacrifice this Scalding Tarn. Forgot what land he wants to get. Grix is always a very powerful color combination. We don't see the twin Grixis deck all that much anymore. A lot of players opting to go the same route you are with Grixis control.
Yeah, it's more fun. Instead of killing them, you just draw cards and do more stuff.
Grind them out.
Yeah.
Here's a Steam Fence. That's going to end the battlefield untapped, it appears. Bernard going to fall in the 17. Perhaps a Lightning Bolt on the way. Could be a Thought Scour as well.
I mean, Lightning Bolt would be a good start. Like, Arbor Elf kind of gets out of control, especially with Utopia Sprawl.
Well, when you see a player play an Arbor Elf on turn 1, there's a Lightning Bolt to take care of.
They're not doing anything fair with it in Modern.
Yeah, I'm playing Orange Viper on turn 2. That's that's not really what's going on.
Get a Ninjutsu and a Ninja the Deep Hours, maybe.
There's a Sulphur Falls. Now we're going to head back over to Philip Reeves. Does he have land number 2? The answer is yes. It's a Nykthos.
The jig is kind of up at this point.
Yeah, I'm trying to ramp right past you. Voyaging Satyr is the play. I think we're going to have another Lightning Bolt. We will. But you have to keep killing all of these things.
Yeah, Warren Bernard is just being a jerk right now. He's killing all of his opponent's stuff.
It kind of being the fun police. Blood Crypt might be land number 3. There's also a Steam Vents over there. Blood Crypt will enter the battlefield tapped. Here's a Jace. 3 cards already in the graveyard.
Yeah, so Grixis Twin has kind of fallen out of favor, but Jace might be a card that helps bridge the gap between like the control role and the combo role. So I haven't seen too many players actually play Jace in Grixis Twin.
Mostly in Grixis control.
Yeah, I think they just kind of forgot that Grixis Twin was a thing, myself included. I was just like, I just want this in my control deck. But I mean, if like the problem was that you had like all these extra Splinter Twins and stuff, and like you didn't really have anything good to do with them. Jace allows you to kind of cycle through those cards.
Kolaghan's Command is going to take care of Arbor Elf and make Philip Reeves discard a card, which is Emrakul, which will allow him to shuffle all of these cards back into his deck. He'd rather have Emrakul in his deck than in his hand anyway.
Maybe.
I'm assuming that's the case.
It's certainly at this point where he's missed his 3rd land drop and his mana creatures keep getting destroyed, yes.
So that's back in the deck along with the rest of the graveyard. Here's a Jace activation. Time to draw and discard. This will be card number 5. So there goes a backup Jace. Now the Telepath Unbound is here. It'll start on 5 counters, of course. And it might be going up to 6 here in just a moment. It is. A land, which will be a Steam Fence, untapped here for Bernard. And that'll complete the turn. Reeves will draw. There is a Forest. Here is Utopia Sprawl.
It's like, got a reader.
Yep. Not everyone familiar with this particular card, so we'll take a little look-ski-poo at Utopia Sprawl.
There were a solid 2 weeks on Magic Online where Utopia Sprawl was in every other deck.
Yeah, you couldn't find them either.
Right.
They cost a lot. There's a Spell Snare to take care of the Utopia Sprawl.
Burning Tree Emissary.
Or excuse me,
Yeah.
Burning Tree Emissary, thank you.
Yeah, Sprawl's in there. Burning Tree would add a decent amount of mana for Devotion and actually give Philip a pretty good turn where he gets to Nykthos and I guess not cast anything. He only had 3.
Not doing anything too crazy.
Yeah. But put the, Quash on that anyway. He has a Harmonize and a Garruk Wild Speaker left over.
Jace is going to take down. Here's Kolaghan's Command. I think it might be time for Garruk to hit the graveyard. Going to return Jace, cause Reeves to discard a card.
Oh. Another reader.
A reader for Garruk Wild Speaker? He must be new.
One of the first Planeswalkers.
I know. One of the original 5. He must be new or we must be old.
It could be both.
Yeah, it definitely could be both. There's a Sulphur Falls and a passing of the turn.
So he did return his Jace, correct?
Just not casting it.
Okay.
Here's Harmonize.
And it looks like Tooth and Nail was the draw for the turn.
Oh, yeah.
Not that far off, honestly.
Couple of cards to be drawn. Harmonize done resolving. 3 lands were the draws off of Harmonize, a Wooded Foothills and 2 Forests. Back over Warren's way. There's a Scalding Tarn. Jace is moving up to 4. Still not casting that Jace, which is a little bit surprising, it appears. He's got that and Deceiver Exarch in hand. Now he might cast it. Maybe. No, just going to pass. Reeves is going to sacrifice his Wooded Foothills. Does have Stomping Grounds to go get if he'd like, and he will.
Yeah, maybe hard cast the Xenagos somewhere down the line.
Oh, yes. Where do I sign up? Look, I thought that Xenagos was going to be insane in Standard. I'm not happy I was wrong about that. Just hanging around doing nothing.
You probably just didn't try hard enough.
I tried pretty hard. I think Garrick may have been the draw. Yup. So this is even more mana generation.
Yeah, this looks like Tooth and Nail next turn if this goes uncontested, but Warren does have the tools to take it down if he chooses to.
Might be Exarch time. Yep.
Yes.
Reeves with a, yeah, thumbs up. Please don't kill me.
Yeah, so Exarch, Pilk from the Exarch plus a Flashback Lightning Bolt could take out Garrick. Maybe Warren's not scared, but I would be. I mean, my opponent just discarded an Emrakul.
Yeah, I'd be scared. I don't really know what my opponent's working towards besides Emrakul, but I don't want him to get close to doing that. I actually forgot Heartbeat of Spring was legal until seeing the deck list.
What's the worst that could happen?
I don't know.
If you play a Heartbeat in Sego in Modern.
It's probably not as bad as you think.
Maybe not.
They get to empty their hand, but all their hand's all cheap spells anyway. I think terminate the draw here. Garrick down to 3. Yep. Flashback Lightning Bolt.
All right, Warren is, I think, rightfully scared of Garrick.
I don't want that thing on the battlefield. I make no apologies for that.
Now it's got to be time to play Jace.
Still gonna hold on it.
Still not.
There's a Forest. Just gonna pass the turn back. 7 mana available.
Hard cast Tooth and Nail. Let's do it.
Just search up 2 creatures.
Yeah.
There's a Lighthouse.
Well, that might be what he was saving the Jace for.
Okay.
Only one Lighthouse in the list.
Jace gonna take up to 2. Exarch gonna come across for 1. Reeves down to 17. Big draw.
Burning Tree.
Does that get us home?
That's +1 mana.
Oh dear. Come on, we have to go for it.
I think he's still short.
Even with Nykthos? Yeah, all right, you might be right. Yeah, I think you're right. Here's a Lighthouse activation. And there goes Jace. Another draw. Is it a twin? Doesn't look like it is yet. See him checking the graveyard. It's actually a Snapcaster Mage.
That's not bad. He really wants some sort of interaction, though.
He can activate the Lighthouse now to try to draw into a twin. Didn't hit. Picked up a copy of Polluted Delta.
So 4 Remand in his deck. No copies of Cryptic Command or anything like that. So other than Remand, if Tooth and Nail gets put on the stack, like, it is good.
Yeah. Take a draw. What do we have here?
Okay.
There's a Heartbeat Spring. Yes.
Is it good?
what are you up to over there, Philip Reeves?
The Green Dark Ritual. It's here.
Yep. Kamigawa block. This is when I was playing Magic 10 hours a day. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Tooth and nail with Entwine. Familiar? Does he have to read this one?
It's the new art, too.
Yeah. I'm actually glad it's the new art because the old art used to give me nightmares because I could never beat that deck. Well, it's going to resolve. It's been Entwined, so you get to search up 2 creatures and then put them on the battlefield.
And I think Philip knows what he wants to get.
Oh, you think he's got an idea? You're going to get Emrakul and Xenagos.
Beginning of combat, might have some triggers here.
Legacy Challenge players.
Combo!
Your parents to the next round have also.
Remember, Combo Nation. There's Emrakul. I think everyone's familiar with that one. Xenagos.
Well, there's a Terminate. Does that do anything?
Xenagos got a Rebels is going to target that. It'll give Emrakul a haste and double its power, as if it needed more power to go from 15 to 30.
Yeah, 15 was enough.
No.
It was.
Oh, I guess it was. You're right. He was a 14. But a little overkill into the next game. Philip Reeves going to win game number 1 here over Warren Bernard. Tooth and nail. Yes, tooth and nail. Up a game here over Grixis Twin. I love it. Let's take a look at the sideboards here from each player, get an idea of what they're working with. For Warren Bernard, 2 Negate, 2 Dispel, 2 Blood Moon, 2 Anger of the Gods, 2 Ashiok Nightmare Weaver, and some one-ups here in Jace Architect of Thought, Karen Oscata Storms, Relic of Regendus, Engineer Explosives, and Rakdos Charm. Any good cards here against the Tooth and Nail strategy?
Negate. I like Negate.
It's probably a good card to bring in.
Ashiok might be sweet, too. I don't know. Like, there's actually not a lot of good stuff to get from Philip's deck. So, like, do you really want to Ashiok into an Arbor Elf, you know? Not really, but past that, maybe Engineer Explosives, Anger of the Gods, attack the mana creatures a little bit more. You could use Blood Moon to try and shut off the Nykthos, but it's pretty clear your opponent has a lot of basic force in his deck.
Yeah?
Dispel probably does not have targets. Maybe Jace to draw some cards, but not a lot.
Unsurprisingly, Warren Bernard has not come with a sideboard chock full of Tooth and Nail hate.
Yeah, no Slaughter Games, anything like that. That's why you need the Bring Delights.
That's very true. Philip Reeves on his side, he's got 3 Fire Spouts, 2 Torpor Orbs, a Thrad Tusk, an Obstinate Baloth, 2 Cobs of Nature's Claims, a Fracturing Gust, 2 Scavenging Ooze, and 3 Blood Moons of his own.
Torpor Orb. I like that card. Shuts off Snapcaster Mage and Deceiver Exarch. Nature's Claim is a possibility against Splinter Twin. And then you could go down the route of, you know, trying to Blood Moon the very obviously greedy mana base of Grixis.
It's interesting because they have Blood Moons of their own, but you don't expect Blood Moon coming from your opponent's deck, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about how you're going to fetch your lands in the early turns. You know, if the Grixis deck is just like, oh, I'll just fetch a dual land every time, you know, you're not really putting me under a clock. I can afford to get a Steam Vents, and then you just drop a Blood Moon, and it might be lights out.
It could be a freebie. Don't know if Philip Reeves is going to bring Blood Moon in or not, but we do know is that he's currently up a game with his Tooth and Nail deck, and perhaps if he wins this match, he'll be headed over to the sideboard with Nick Miller for a little deck tech action. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about the Star City Games newsletter. It is your source for Magic the Gathering news. You can get the latest on the SCG Open Series, which you're watching right now. Watch the Open Series match of the week. Last week it was Tom Ross versus Devin Kepke, the quarterfinals from SCG St. Louis. Receive exclusive deck lists and advice from some of our columnists at Star City Games. Catch up on all the event results and read an exclusive cardboard crack comic. Best of all, it is free to sign up for. StarCityGames.com/newsletter. Get signed up today. You're on the internet all day anyway, so you might as well just sign up. Get your email from us once a week. Read the awesome content that's exclusive only to the newsletter, and then go about your day.
I would like to say that you're wrong and that I'm not on the internet 24/7, but
you are just like everyone else.
Yeah.
So
you got me.
Let's just not pretend that we don't all sit on the internet all day. Okay?
I'm sure there's someone out there who likes hiking or something.
Ugh. Yeah, hiking with an iPhone. Yeah.
In the park to make sure that you have service.
Yeah.
Don't want to go up in the mountains and risk it. You know?
It's just completely absurd.
How would you watch the Open coverage?
I wouldn't be able to.
I know.
I just would not be feasible. How would I be able to take a phone call? Hike with no service. I've done hiking before. Never again.
Yeah.
No. It's ridiculous. The notion that hiking is something we should be doing is ridiculous.
Well, you're injured right now too. So
I am currently a game time decision, but we're at the top of the food chain. Humans.
Yeah.
We've colonized the world. Why are we hiking around where there are no houses and stuff?
Dude, people like doing different stuff.
No, it's unacceptable. It's like camping. Why would you sleep outside on the ground?
we've fought so long to get inside
Yeah,
and build shelters
to have
and
beds and stuff. And you want to sleep on the ground where it's cold and you get sick, and it's wet. It's not wet. It's damp.
it's moist.
No, damp. It's just damp outside all the time.
People like different things. I'm not going to try and understand necessarily why they like those things, but I get it.
It's like when you wipe up. You ever seen those paper towel commercials where like a small kid knocks over something? You have to go get the bounty towel and wipe up the fruit punch and then squeeze it out. That's what it feels like outside when you camp after you squeeze out the paper towel. It's disgusting.
So, do not invite Cedric camping.
Just stay inside. That's what we've been fighting for so long.
What about like when people go camping and they have like the full motorhome with like Wi-Fi and like all this
It's
stuff?
not camping. It's not camping.
They have like a satellite dish,
It's ridiculous. It's not camping.
just like an automated fireplace.
Yeah, I just wanted to be really tough. The smaller house for the weekend. Yeah, I see your tweets. Camping's stupid. All right. Just deal with it. I'm passionate on this issue. I don't normally go off like this. That's Patrick's job, but he's not here.
Yeah, so I appreciate you picking up the slack.
I have an issue with camping, and I've given it an honest effort.
I'm just like, yeah, man, people like stuff. I get it. That's cool. And you're just like, nope.
yeah, I'm
Not acceptable.
I'm completely off it. It's just not okay. Tooth and nail, fine. Camping, definitely not. And I've never beaten tooth and nail ever.
I believe that. Tooth and Nail is not a deck that you can trick, you know? You're always just like, oh, I'm going to tap and untap my planes and bluff the rustic Lashon or whatever. And
Well, so I don't know if you ever had decks like this throughout your Magic career where Tooth and Nail is like a one-card combo.
right.
I never draw the one-card combo that is Tooth and Nail.
That's why you play Bring to Light in your Scapeshift deck.
Yes.
Doesn't work in Tooth and Nail.
Very true. I never draw Tooth and Nail, and every time I'd play against Tooth and Nail, they would either nut draw me or it's like, oh, last possible turn, I've got you where I want you. I drew Tooth and Nail. Cool.
You're dead.
Yep, that's always what happened to me. Seriously, it might be my least favorite deck in Magic history.
Yeah, I'm sure that is how every single game you ever played against Tooth and Nail played out.
Actually, most of them did. I remember the times.
Don't believe you.
I remember the times when I played Tooth and Nail as a deck where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be the Tooth and Nail guy. Never drew it, ever. A lot of hard casting of the threats. Both players are going to start for the fetch line here. Polluted Delta and Wooded Foothills.
I actively enjoyed the games where I was just like kicking Reap and Sows and just like playing a natural game of Magic.
I just want to go on easy mode once in a while.
I
Man.
understand.
Let me just draw my thing. Never, and it's always those decks that are like that too. Never draw Tooth and Nail, never draw Dragonstorm, never drew Scapeshift.
See, Dragonstorm and Scapeshift, I don't think you have an excuse. There's so many search cards in those decks.
I guess I'm pretty unlucky, aren't I?
Did you ever draw Sensei's Divining Top when you were playing Tooth and Nail?
No, not really.
No, you probably just didn't play them. You're like, I don't like this card.
Right.
Reminds me of camping.
I don't I don't like that card. A Blood Crypt is what Bernard has found.
Saw a couple interesting ones in each player's hand. Bernard has a Rakdos Charm out of the sideboard.
Okay. What? I'm trying to figure out why.
Yeah, I don't know. But Phil Reeves did, in fact, bring in the Blood Moons.
Okay, that one doesn't surprise me that much.
Yeah.
I really think that it's completely feasible to bring in Blood Moon on the Tooth and Nail side of the matchup and for the card to be good for him. I think it's perfectly reasonable. I think he can catch his opponent off guard because the way that you won game one doesn't lend yourself to have Blood Moon on your opponent, like on the radar as an opponent.
Right.
So I think that that's completely reasonable card to bring in.
Yeah, I thought with him being up a game and being on the draw for game two, maybe he would not bring it in game two, and then if he lost that game, he could bring it in on the play game three.
I can see that too. Here's Burning Tree Emissary. Remand. All right.
And 3 summoning traps. Unfortunately, no summoning traps in this deck list, but
I forgot that was a card,
Yeah.
actually. There were some good summoning trap stories back in the day. There's a Lighthouse. Here's a Jace. Now we'll go back to Reeves. Arbor Elf the draw.
and it is not Blood Moon time because there's no third land.
Well, here's Burning Tree Emissary. What's the follow-up going to be? Voyaging Satyr. Okay. Jeez, there are 3 Blood Moons.
Yeah, there are a lot of Blood Moons.
Lightning Bolt going to take care of Voyaging Satyr. 3 cards in the graveyard for Jace right now. There's another lightning bolt. 4 cards in the graveyard. Jace will activate. We'll have a 5th one and a flip here in just a moment.
Yeah, it's probably not the optimal use of lightning bolt, but you do kind of want to just flip your Jace as early as possible. So totally understand it.
Steam Vents is the discard. Jace the Telepath Unbound has been flipped. It is here. 5 counters, maybe up to 6, and it is. Now the question is, Bernard, can he find a clock to get the job done? He does have cards like Tassiger, like a Grixis control deck does have. There's a Water Grave, pass the turn back.
Yeah, but if he gets Blood Moon this turn.
Well, here's the thing. Philip Reeves has multiple Blood Moons. He's going to try.
Yeah. So no more black mana.
Yep.
1 island and a bunch of mountains.
There's the Serum Visions. Draw a card, scry 2. Wouldn't be surprised to see these cards go to the bottom quickly. Don't have a great look at them, but could be some uncastable ones there. Another copy of Jace in hand, Serum Visions, Sulfur Falls. A lot of useless ones.
Yeah.
Remember, this is a deck here from Warren Bernard where he has Blood Moons in his sideboard, but there's this weird dichotomy with sideboarding in Modern where Blood Moon can come from a lot of different decks. And so even though Bernard has Blood Moon, he did not really, play this game in such a fashion where he was worried about Blood Moon on the other side. Think about that Pluto Delta on turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think he wanted to fetch the Blood Crypt because he didn't have any other black mana. He might have also been short on red mana. So,
sure.
It makes sense. It's just like, in that window, maybe if he had additional fetches, he would have been getting basics out of his deck. But just did not play out that way.
Here's another Serum Visions. Now, here's the thing. Even though all of these things have happened, Blood Moon has come down, Bernard's having a little bit of difficulty with his mana. The card he kept on top with Serum Visions was the Deceiver Exarch. And there's plenty of red mana out there for Splinter Twin. And he, I believe, has Splinter Twin in his hand.
Yeah, it looks like he found it. So now it's just like, what are we going to do with this Jace? And does our opponent have any crazy Nature's Claims, anything like that for our combo?
Well, Burning Tremors is going to come in. Jace is going to fall down to 2. Wooded Foothills, you can't sacrifice you. That is a Harmonize. We'll take a look. It's just a little draw 3. Time shifted. Concentrate.
The epitome of fair Magic card.
Yeah, I like that card, though. It is super fair, but I like it.
Oh, I do too.
Now, what's interesting here is that Bernard's working his way towards the combo kill. And Blood Moon came down, so Reeves drew one of his sideboard cards, and it was, in theory, effective. That said, I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see him sideboard this card out in the next game, because I don't think that Reeves is going to win this game, and Blood Moon is something that I think that Bernard's going to play around the next game if he can.
If he can, yeah, that's going to be the thing. But he might also just mulligan a hand that's like dual land heavy and doesn't have the ability to actually get those basic lands into play.
There's a Forest.
And I do think that Blood Moon is good this game. It's just that Philip, missed some land drops. And just kind of not really been doing a whole lot. He also drew all 3 of his Blood Moons, which is certainly not great.
Yeah, that's true. Garrick's going to come in. Looks like it's going to bring a Beast along with it. 3-3 on the way. Todd Anderson is here. But I don't think for very long, as here is Deceiver Exarch. It's going to tap down that Forest. It's going to leave Philip Reeves tapped out. Here's a Splinter Twin, and that is going to do it on this game. Warren Bernard's going to win game number 2 here against Philip Reeves. Grixis Twin, tooth and nail, getting ready here for game number 3.
Yeah, it's one of the upsides to having the combo in your Grixis deck is that you can have stuff happen. You get Blood Moon or whatever. You can still very easily just kill people.
That is, as you mentioned, some of the appeal. If he was Grixis control and that happened, I don't really know how well Bernard would be situated there. I think he'd be in some trouble.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to draw out of it. Either you have to find your swamp, or maybe you would have to have a Tasker in play already, something along those lines. Maybe you just hard cast Pia and Kieran.
Okay, I guess that is an option. Pian Karen is definitely an option after Blood Moon does take place. But I'm curious to see exactly what Philip Reeves is going to do, because you already see he's going back to the drawing board as far as sideboard cards are concerned. He's pulled some cards out, he's put some cards in, and now he's shuffling up, getting ready for game 3, which he'll be on the play for. And while these players are ready for that next game, I'm going to talk about the Star City Games YouTube page, where you can watch the Versus series with Brian Braun-Duin, Tom Ross, Brad Nelson, Todd Anderson, and company. Of course, premium archives of our Magic Online videos, Open Series archives. You can watch the archive of this match and every other thing that happens in the Open Series. And of course, specialty content on YouTube like unboxings and much more. YouTube.com/StarCityGames is the place to be. Become one of over 80,000 subscribers and get a notification every time new stuff is added to the page. Again, YouTube.com/StarCityGames. Game number 3 on the way here in just a moment between, yes, that's not a typo. It is tooth and nail.
I'm not even sure what that could have been typoed from.
that is correct. It is tooth and nail here in the feature match area. 5-1 at Dallas Fort Worth against Grixis Twin. One deck we see quite a bit of. One deck in tooth and nail we don't. It is a very powerful card, but we're talking about a very fast format here.
Yeah, and there's not a ton of stuff he can have to actually like slow his opponents down either. It's not like he's playing a bunch of removal to slow the game down or anything. It's just like, well, if my opponent doesn't have a lot of cards that interact with me, maybe I go Arbor Elf into Burning Tree Emissary, Utopia Sprawl, and then maybe like kill them on turn 3 or something.
I mean, you can go nuts.
Yeah.
You can go. You do have a nut draw that can kill your opponent, I believe, on turn 3 exactly.
But it just goes to show that even though there's the stigma attached to Modern where it's like a turn 4 format, it's like very clearly this deck is going to get some draws that don't kill on turn 4 or before that. Mm-hmm. So you can do stuff like this in this format. Yeah. It is allowed. You will still even win some matches. Like, 5-1 is a good record.
I mean, he came with no buys, so he has definitely earned 5 wins, and he's already gotten a game win here in this matchup, thanks to Tooth and Nail resolving, getting Emrakul and Xenagos, and maybe he'll get another one here in just a bit.
Maybe. If I could start every tournament 5-1, I think I would.
That's a really bold statement.
Yeah?
Yeah. If I was just 5-1 after 6 rounds every tournament, I think I would play a lot. Nice. Way to really just put a line in the sand there.
Yeah, I don't know if I would play more or less, but...
Okay. All right. What if you started every tournament 5-1, but you had to play Mardu in every tournament?
Well, how many rounds is this tournament?
15.
15? So let me do some quick math here. Probably be X and 6 at the end of it.
Probably, yeah.
So, might be a min cash in some of these opens.
Okay, all right.
So that ain't bad.
That's what you're all about, the min cashes.
Absolutely.
That's why you play.
That's all I strive for.
King of the mid cash.
Someone's like, hey man, could you give me your resume for Magic? And I'm just like, well, I min cash this tournament, min cash this. We did talk about the Grand Prix where I did not min cash. I failed to cash.
Yeah, you were one of 3 people who did not cash.
One of 3 people. Thank you for bringing that up, by the way.
That was not my purpose in bringing that up. You brought up the fact that you didn't cash that tournament.
Well, that's my memory that's associated with that tournament. The second thing I thought of is that I could have played Dark Depths in that tournament.
That's true. And also you conceded to me in that tournament.
Oh.
On day 2, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That also happened. Stupid. So stupid.
I could have played Dark Depths. Instead, I played Congregation at Dawn Zoo. Yep. I couldn't even finish it. You started laughing. Congregation at Dawn. See, then you get to Bloodbraid Elf into whatever you want.
Yep, you get to control your Bloodbraid Elf because Bloodbraid Elf needs a lot of help, so you get to control it with a bad card.
No, get the Bloodbraid Elf into a Meddling Mage.
Trust me, I remember. I think you even had a card against Dredge that you could Bloodbraid Elf into.
You probably had a Jailer or something.
Yeah, I think so.
I know I had a Kataki.
Mm-hmm. Gotta show those Affinity people what's up.
Yeah.
I remember this deck. I think Canonist was legal then. I think that was a card at that point.
Yeah, the old Bloodbraid into Canonist.
Yep.
That's a combo.
That's right. Cause slow down those living index, man. Those decks are pretty popular. Like, you've designed a lot of great decks.
I did not design this one. This one I will not take credit for. This was a Kyle Bogomaz and DJ Kastner special.
Oh, they were Bloodbraiding into Boom Bust. Did you have that?
Probably.
All right. Because then you could cast Armageddon.
I do like that. I think that interaction is powerful. Unfortunately, you can't tutor that up.
Unfortunately, yeah. Because that part is actually pretty cool. Looks like Reeves is going to take another mulligan, going down to 5 here. El Boom El Busto.
Mostly Busto.
Yeah. I like that card.
I do too. I like that card way too much.
I've always wanted to kind of break them. But I like Armageddon effects too much. I have a problem. I just like killing all the lands.
No one gets to have fun.
Well, yeah, like
Except
I wish.
me, I have a 2/2 left over.
Exactly. Like I wish that Thoughts of Ruin was playable.
I played that at Nationals once. It was really bad.
A lot of people forget that card's legal. It's really bad, but it is a 4-mana Armageddon sorta kinda.
It's not. It was like a 4-mana raise mostly for me.
It's a horrible top deck.
I might have actually had Thoughts of Ruin in the sideboard of this Congregation at Dawn deck. This deck just had all the Geddons, all the hits.
We've come full circle.
All right, so Scry goes to the bottom.
All right, we got a stomping ground to start game number 3 here. Looks like Bernard's going to sacrifice his Scalding Tarn. Looks like Reeves is going to miss his second land drop, unfortunately for him. The thing about ramp decks, kind of in a general sense, they do not mulligan very well.
Yeah, you need a lot of different pieces, both just lands naturally, accelerators, maybe 1 or 2 big things to do, some sort of payoff, you know?
Yeah, I've found in my days with playing ramp decks, I have to have my hand has to be really bad to mulligan past 6. Like I'll keep a horrible 6 or a sketchy 6 because the deck has so many kind of inner working parts.
Yeah, I could see that. But if you're playing in something like Splinter Twin that can just kill you on turn 4, it might be that you're looking for something specific.
There's a Nykthos. That's land number 2. But that doesn't even allow Reeves to play Burning Tree Emissary. Now, he does have a copy of Blood Moon in hand.
And Bernard's first fetch was for a duel.
Yeah. Now, I'm curious to see what his second fetch is going to be for.
Another duel.
This is a little bold.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You know, maybe he just has 2 remands and he's like, whatever, dude, please play some Blood Moons.
His deck has 6 basics, 4 islands, a mountain, and a swamp. I hope he doesn't work himself into some unnecessary trouble here. Bernard will draw. Snapcaster Mage. Third land's a Sulphur Falls. And now here's Ashiok.
There it is.
You were curious if this was going to come in or not. Turn 3 cards over. One of them is a creature. It's a Burning Tree Emissary.
Which is pretty good off Ashiok.
It's fine. You draw a land? Yes, Blood Moon time. A free Burning Tree Emissary.
Yeah, hold on.
It's
First,
a free emissary. All right, now this could get real awkward.
I mean, Ashiok can put in a 2/2 blocker. Island off the top.
Oh my! He peeled Island. Warren taking what may be some unnecessary risk with his land searches. Here's a Lightning Bolt.
Wonder if he has like a big card in his hand that he could just ramp into with this Burning Tree Emissary.
Gyarados is here.
No need. He's aiming for something bigger. Like, I don't know if he just wants to hit a Primeval Titan. There's an Acidic Slime, I guess. That's not bad. I mean, that can kill the Blood Moon, right?
Blood Moon, yeah.
So this is like the backdoor out to Blood Moon.
What's the follow-up now? Harmonize? Yep. Now Blood Moon's going to get killed by Acidic Slime probably in the follow-up turn.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, this is kind of like a weird interaction, right? Like,
all right. That's going to be Reeves' turn. Harmonize is going to help him try to undo some of this mulligan action. They're going to head back Warren Bernard's way.
might be too little too late. I mean, he set it up so well. Yeah, just immediately reaching for the slime. He knows.
Yep. Get that in there. Kill that thing. Turn my mana back on.
So I guess when you bring in Blood Moon, you're supposed to take out Acidic Slime because they could Ashiok your slime. Clearly.
Yeah, just got to test more.
Yeah. This is just a normal, everyday occurrence in Modern.
Like most of the things we've watched today.
Just none of it makes any sense,
Yeah,
really.
It's just been a super normal day.
Well, slime me, I'll slime you right back.
Reeves does have a copy of Tooth and Nail in hand, little ways away from it. Yeah, it looks like there's an Eternal Witness to cast. See if this resolves.
Magic players, I have 3 spots remaining in the last side of
Gonna get back Burning Tree Emissary.
So if you'd like
Pass the turn back.
one last
Trying to maybe build towards a little bit bigger of a Nykthos.
Yeah.
registration area, and we can get you signed up.
It seems like he thinks that is his way to win at this point.
There's 3 spots remaining.
He could just get the Blood Moon back and recast it next turn.
A Battle Force event.
Yeah, that's an option. I don't know how much I love it. Here's Kolaghan's command. Gonna take care of Witness and make him discard. And there goes a Wooded Foothills.
think you need a lot of Utopia Sprawls past this point.
Yep.
Or the Wistful Selkies.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, not in his deck.
Voyaging Satyr is one that Ashiok can get back. Polluted Delta was the land for the turn. See if Bernard wants to slime him. Get in for 2.
Might as well. Oh, is he going to twin it?
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Normal, everyday happenings.
Yeah, we're here now around 7 of the open. Acidic Slime is wearing a Splinter Twin. And I'll take care of your Nykthos.
And attack for 2?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is a thing that is happening.
Yeah, can we get those Acidic Slime tokens? Do we have those?
Oh, someone's going to have to win an invitational. They can be an Acidic Slime. Here's a Burning Tree Emissary. And now there's
the slime, the twin that's on your slime.
All right. That'll take care of that turn. Oh, my goodness.
Glad we got to solve that before too much damage was done.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, before all my lands are gone.
Do you think Patrick would be having fun right now?
He would be having
watching
the time of his life.
Watching the twin on the Acidic Slime?
Yes. The actual time of his life.
We saw some Molten Rains earlier.
Yeah.
Just a great day.
Yeah. Polluted Delta is going to search up a land here in just a second.
Basic Swamp? Nope.
Going to go Blood Crypt. So aggressive. You can search for basics.
They can get basic lands.
Yes.
It is true.
Here's a Lightning Bolt. Going to take care of Acidic Slime. I just feel like the risk is unnecessary. Because if a Blood Moon shows up again, it's going to be a pretty big annoyance.
And all the Acidic Slimes are gone.
Yeah.
So you can't even Ashiok into one of those.
Yeah, there's no more backdooring into that. Ashiok's going to tick up. It's like a Burning Tree Emissary.
Well, I was wondering if the Ashioks were going to come in. It's been by far the best card. So
It's been the most entertaining card.
well, that's certainly true.
Yeah.
Just something about playing off your opponent's deck, you know?
Pretty fun. Snapcaster Mage in hand. I think we're going to see that get cast. Yep. Flashback a Lightning Bolt.
Got to clear the way for the slime.
I think we might have an ooze coming to the red zone here in just a second. The way Bernard's looking at his graveyard leads me to believe he might have a Kolaghan's Command, or he's delving now, so perhaps it's Tassiger time. And it is. The clock is certainly here now. An attack for 2 is going to bring Reeves down to 16. Now, Reeves, again, does have Tooth and Nail in hand, and he's knocking the top of his deck. What's the best draw? Torpor Orb's a little late.
How sick would the Torpor Orb have been against, like, the slime, your Blood Moon?
Yep.
Jeez.
Stop Snapcaster Mage 2 that turn. Trying to see if Heartbeat of Spring isn't out here.
Not immediately.
Yeah.
On the following turn. I'm not sure if he's going to get another turn, though.
I believe Splinter Twin was the draw this turn.
Well, no more shenanigans, because the Torpor Orb's in play.
Yep, very true. Ashiok's going up. A couple of cards got turned over. Oh, there's the whammy.
The Emrakul.
The Emrakul's gone. I was concerned if this happened, does Reeves have a good way to win? Because he's got one Emrakul and one Xenagos.
Yeah.
Snapcaster Mage was going to resolve, but no flashbacks allowed because of the Torpor Orb.
Yeah, at that point, I think like he can get Xenagos. It's just not going to do a whole lot unless he gets to actually turn it on. And then he has some Planeswalkers to win with.
But once Emrakul's gone, the actual resolution of Tooth and Nail is not all that exciting.
No.
And there's no crazy combos like Mephidros Vampire and Triskelion or any of the old school stuff from the Tooth and Nail days. There's a Forest. And that is going to do it. Warren Bernard's going to win this match over Philip Reeves, 2-1. Grixis Twin is going to take down Tooth and Nail in a rather entertaining match. And for Warren Bernard, he moves on to 6-0-1. So congratulations to him and congratulations to Grixis Twin fans out there. Is having a pretty good tournament here this weekend in Dallas.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yep.
Man, it's so unfortunate. Just like the Ashiok into the slime to kill the Blood Moon.
Yeah.